Alex, we've already kind of investigated your weird pervert mobile games in the past.
Many more to come.
Many more to come. What did you play? You played what was
Girls Frontline. What was Infinity Nikki.
Infinity Nikki. What was the jiggly boobs and the butt? It had butt physics.
Oh, Nikkei.
Nikkei.
Yeah.
So we've seen the stuff that you play for entertainment on your phone.
Phone?
But interestingly enough, there are similar Chinese games directed towards women. And I found the things that separate them to
they don't exist on the internet.
Oh, they do. And it's fascinating how for catering to men, they just have jiggle physics on the ass and boobs.
Yes.
Meanwhile, this just was in a recent update for this game. Love and Deepspace introduces a new innovation in video games. A period tracker. This is a romantic, female-oriented Chinese game.
Already sucks.
That it's not for you, Alex. It's for women.
Oh.
Alex. Love and Deepspace, the mega popular mobile game from the studios behind Infinity Nikki.
Infinity Nikki? Oh, yeah.
It's like Mattel. Did Mattel make Barbie and G.I. Joe?
Yes, but G.I. Joe in this case is Infinity Nikki.
Yeah, well, thank you for understanding my comparison. You're sharp as a razor blade over here.
1,000 times folded razor blade.
It'll get yeah. I love how the secret. We always go off the rails instantly, but like the whole thing about like folded, like 1,000 folded steel Japanese katana, and then it's like that's kind of every blade. Ever.
Yeah, and I
like
think for the katana, I think it's only the center part,
and it's the compounding exponential folds, not literally folded 1,000 times. So as cool as katanas are, there's a lot of
tape.
There's a lot of tape and hype behind them.
It's got a bit of plastic. It's got it all over.
Tape.
Yeah,
it's tape.
Yeah, there's tape on it.
So this game with this pretty boy. This looks.
I don't like it already.
Yeah, I don't.
Too much guy.
Too much. Not enough tits and ass in this game. Release
0 out of 10.
Release stateside in 2024 by Infold Games and Paper Games.
That sounds like a legit Chinese company right there.
Love and Deepspace is a free to download game, otome game, where, and I had to look this up. Otome means romance based game for females. Basically, Alex is like,
skip it.
Alex is like, does not compute. Romance based game for females. 3.0 update live stream on Friday. Developers share new updates heading to the game in January, that just a couple of weeks ago, including one that would add a period tracking feature where players can input their real life menstruation dates to the games. Now,
but not the character's menstruation.
The character that you
or does it translate into the character?
It's like it's like a role playing game. It's your character, that your avatar that you're playing as. You set their menstrual cycle.
That would be the equivalent of guys having a heartburn tracker. It's like, what did your character eat today? Pizza. It's like, oh, I had pizza too. I'm guessing when I'm going to have to take some, Zantac, my character is going to have to go and buy Zantac in the game.
No, it's for the interaction. I guess my question to you is, can you hypothesize how this is applied to the game? Like, what scenarios do you see?
I would imagine
coming from this game.
Okay, so realistically, which they say there's girls on the internet.
Oh, look at Alex. Sorry.
I would imagine that it would probably
the way that you do it is how that he asks you, how long do your periods usually last? And you get to choose from an option menu.
Light, medium. Have you seen the elevator scene from Shining?
I'm sure that's another question. How heavy your periods are.
I would guess it would be something like this where you're on a date or something, and if you just happen to be on your period, there's a chance that you might have to end the date early because you're like, oh, I ran out of pads.
Alec, you're being too male about this. You're being too practical.
You mean romance?
Like, how does this figure into your? So the game is basically, from what I've seen, you run around and shoot people, and then in between that, it's cutscenes of like I'll show you in a second. I've got stuff to show you, but
this might be good.
But then there's, it's an action game. It's a shooting game. Alex is gonna please play this so that we can follow up on it. I don't want to install Chinese games on my phone, but
what are they running the jiggle physics on? Unreal 5 or 5.5?
Oh, there could be guy jiggle physics.
Ooh.
I mean, they added it to Cyberpunk, and
they have physics, and for the guys, they have FlopX.
FlopX. Wasn't there? It's also in what's the game that not Diablo? What's the game that all the people are playing? They love that was a big hit last year. Is it
Veilguard?
No. Is it Diablo? No. What was the RPG that all the kids were into and everyone?
Path of Exile?
No, stop it.
No, you're saying RPG?
Yeah, it was an RPG that came out and everyone loved it. It was a sequel to a game that was popular, and then studios were saying you can't expect everybody to do
Baldur's Gate 3.
Baldur's Gate, thank you.
Yeah.
That had penis physics in it too.
It had bear physics too. Could you play as a bear with a bear?
I think so, yeah. Absolutely. All right, to answer the earlier question,
listing it on Steam.
To answer the question,
yeah.
I guess I'll keep. Oh, whatever. I can't do it now. It's stuff like this.
Do you have enough? So wait. So you put your information into the game, and then when you play the game, the game tells you.
Well, it'll be like the guy being like, "Hey, babe, I know your period's coming soon. Do you have enough supplies? Do you want me to go get you supplies?"
You can tell this is a fantasy game because
it's so weird. It's such a weird. Look, it's not that I'm unsympathetic, and it's not that I've said this before.
I've had to do that before.
I have tampons and pads in my glove compartment, just because I've been around women enough in my life to know that there are unexpected
gunshot wounds bleed.
I've been with enough women who have gotten me into knife fights in parking lots because they talk shit about some dude, and then he's like, "What did she say?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm gonna get knifed now."
Gotten really rough.
I just think it's funny that that's the kind of thing.
Yeah. I want this guy in the game to be like, "Oh, I'll run and get you supplies." Then he goes directly to Costco.
But Alex,
she's like, "Did you come back with a U-Haul?" He's like, "Yeah, I got you enough supplies."
Chen got you tampons for Christmas. So
he just sheared a sheep and just like,
I want to show you what this looks like.
Oh, this is a host club.
Well, no, this is all the same. Actually, I don't know what's going on in this. So you make your character. So that's what's going on there. You make your character, and then she goes off and goes fighting like aliens or something with her.
Activated its protofield. You're a hunter, right? Let's defeat it together.
I wonder if the Canadian voice acting.
So there is real action gameplay. It's sort of like Alex is getting into this.
Getting a little giddy here.
Let's see. Can I skip ahead? Yeah.
It must be hiding from us.
So you go off into battle with your boyfriend.
Okay.
He's an NPC.
Yes.
So you have your battles and you rank up together.
Yep.
And
you log in, get your dailies. You're good to go.
Okay, so I know somebody who plays this. So yes, you
Yeah.
log in and get your dailies.
Yep.
But then in between the battle stuff, there are things like this, which are like, okay, so you defeated the robots. The evil robots are dead. It's probably like your relationship has increased or something. And then you go mission complete. On the way back to HQ, I passed by Destiny Cafe. It is said that there are special encounters here.
Ooh.
And then you get
cake and tea.
You get text messages and voicemail.
Don't go anywhere near that base. It's dangerous. And I'm not talking about the explosions or wanderers.
And so she's texting back. So your interactions are like a text message exchange. How did you get my number? I can delete it if you want.
Who is this creep?
I already memorized it. It'll take
Block
me a
number.
while to forget.
Do you know what? This is something that I really cannot stand in modern TV shows and films where they have the text.
Oh.
Yeah, I abhor that. I know it's a different thing, but they're kind of doing something similar here because Zoomers can't talk on phones.
So that here's some kind of weird expansion, I think. Heartstring notes.
Oh.
So now you've got your new. You got rid
Smiley coffee cups.
You got rid of the light-haired guy.
Oh. Heartstring notes.
Anyone home?
Is he a dog? Combo 2.
We should have bought some sheet music earlier. Only knowing how to play Little Lamb won't be enough.
I'm gonna do that to you, Alex. I'm gonna start poking your face.
Play at all.
Look at she's like she's molesting this guy.
He's certainly putting up a
I
fight.
wonder if the Little Lamb in the song is as lively as you.
Whoa. Bite her finger off.
She's too cute.
Okay, so the thing is
Would somebody that you work with play something such as this?
she does.
Oh.
She plays this game.
Okay. This one specifically.
The reason I know about this topic is because I was sitting in her office and she said, Brendan, they're adding a period tracker to my Otome game. And I was like as a convenience where it's sort of like, she's like, no, it's part of the story.
They're like, we never had this in Halo.
It'd be like, I'm trying to, I don't know, there isn't an equivalent for men.
A heartburn tracker.
That's somehow less. So what the girl would be like, you had pizza for dinner. I'll like I brought Tums.
Run get you some Pepsi AC.
I left some Tums next to the bed for you on the bedside table.
Oh, thanks, babe. You're the best. I'm gonna down a 5-pack of beef jerky now.
I think it's just so interesting to see the difference between what women apparently want in their smut.
Yes.
I mean, I know this isn't super smutty. This is like PG-13 smutty.
Right.
But it's like, meanwhile, men are just like, let me see them boobs jiggle. Or in my case, it's like, I want to play Candy Crush and then get like really lewd images at the end of it as my reward.
Yeah.
It's very blunt and simple and obvious.
Yeah.
As opposed to, this is like, let me track your period.
Yeah. And it's like, I know that they always say about like, there's like that statistics that they give you about like, what percentage of the gamer, the gamer genre or gamers happens to be females. And I guess they like playing this stuff. I mean, there's always a joke about they're playing like, Candy Crush Words with Friends, things like that. But I guess when they play some of this stuff, it's like,
I mean, Liz has been genuinely gaming forever. And it's amusing to me that like literally today she was saying, I need more storage on my phone because I have too many games. And like my phone's 128 gigabytes, and she was saying, she's like, oh yeah, I can't do that. I need 256 gigs minimum for storage of all my video games.
I'm at 64.
You're at 64 gigs?
I have no games whatsoever. It's
you
just
play
apps and pictures.
You play
and
on
videos.
you play these games on desktop.
Yes.
All I have.
I always check to make sure it's available on desktop.
The only games I have on my phone are there just because I used Google credit to buy it.
Yes.
And I don't know what to do with it. And so I have like Limbo and Max Payne on my phone. I've never played either of them on my phone.
I did download Vice City and KOTOR 1 years ago.
How do you play KOTOR 1 on your phone? You need like a controller to do that.
Well, yeah, I didn't have it on there for a long time. So very briefly, I kind of finished like the very first. Basically, after you get off the spaceship at the very start and you get onto Taurus, like the very first planet, I was like, I kind of know what this is going to be like. I'm like, I can't.
I might play it with it. I might play my games more, or play any games more on my phone if I had like a Bluetooth controller or something to go with it.
Correct.
I can't play the on-screen controls whatsoever. It just doesn't.
But
when
you get to the point where you have, your phone and then you have a dedicated Bluetooth controller, you might as well just get like a Steam Deck at that point, or a Switch or
Switch.
Yeah, or what is it, ROG? ROG Ally, I think it's called. Or any of those.
You
type
said
of things.
RUG. I was like, I don't know what a RUG is.
ROG, ROG.
Yeah. So, ladies, let us know what you think about the period tracker in the video game, and gentlemen, also let us know what you think about the period tracker in this video game.
And are there other types of tracking things in other games?
Okay,
I'd be intrigued about that.
Here's what my assumption was. I assumed that they were going to be doing this as some kind of weird, because for natural birth control, there you do menstruation trackers,
right?
And I thought
calendar chart thingy.
Yeah, I thought they were trying to implement that into the game so that you could bone your boyfriend safely.
Yes,
as like some kind of weird.
You could be pure girl.
I don't know. I don't know if I would want a Chinese video game doing that for me. There are apps that do that.
They're fine with it at this point. We're all aware of that. They don't mind. It's
all the CCP's getting all this information.
I mean, if they're so nonchalant, it's funny because people used to freak out about like online privacy and data breaches and stuff like that. But then they're like, I'm fine with TikTok. I'm fine with putting my menstrual information on some game that's owned and made by Tencent and is also developed by the Chinese, the PLA and stuff like that.